The Democratic Party is threatening to sue the Republican majority of North Carolina if they go forward with their plan to purge voters. Yes, that's right. State Elections Board, with a brand new, fresh Republican majority, voted at its June 24th meeting to require registered voters to cast provisional ballots if they have not provided their driver's license number, the last four digits of their social security number, or an ID number supplied by the state. So, provisional ballots, of course, there is a good chance that those ballots get thrown out. Now, the board's move comes after the Department of Justice filed a lawsuit requiring voter information under the Help America Vote Act that it alleged had been missing in the state. The North Carolina Court of Appeals ordered the board to seek the information from the voters before allowing them to vote with normal ballots in their future elections. Sam Hayes, executive director of the State Board of Elections, said in a statement accompanying the vote that the goal here is to help bring North Carolina into compliance with the law. We are making this process as simple and straightforward as possible for the affected voters. Okay, but here's the thing, though. Not everyone has a driver's license or a copy of their social security. And as far as state ID, that costs money to get, as far as I know. And look, in order to get any of these records, by the way, you have to pay. So now, is the state going to help with that? Is North Carolina going to pay for these documentation for all these voters? I mean, if so, okay, sure. Why don't you get in touch with the people affected and work with them to help get their paperwork up to speed? I mean, if you really want to be in compliance with the law, then you should help people that would have a difficult time getting this documentation, gathered. But we know that they're not going to. You see, that's not the point. Their point is to make it difficult to get this stuff, expensive, so that certain people cannot vote. Yes, that's it. Look, I get wanting to have everybody have their paperwork on file. Sure. That said, right, one of the reasons that they do these purges allegedly is, because we've got a lot of illegals that are voting in our elections. No, we don't. That's not the reality here. And really, what they're using is that excuse to disenfranchise voters. That's really it. Dan Freeman, litigation director at the Democratic National Committee, claims that the Republican Party, who have taken over the North Carolina State Board of Elections, are working with Trump's Justice Department to try to disenfranchise 98,000 North Carolinians. He said, quote, "So the DNC has put the State Board of Elections on notice. We will fight to protect the rights of registered voters to cast ballots that count." The DNC says that the move by the board violates the National Voter Registration Act. Critically, even if a voter on this list casts a provisional ballot, provides their driver's license number, or the last four digits of their social security number, their ballot will only be counted if the numbers provided are deemed correct. By requiring voters to cast provisional ballots that may not be counted, the plan effectively removes registrants from the official list of eligible voters. Well, you got to understand that's the point. That's the plan here. That's how Republicans win. They purge Democratic voters. That's the whole point. And again, they're not purging illegals, okay, who already can't vote. But really, who they're purging is disabled people, okay? Look, some disabled people, they don't drive, so why would they have a driver's license? They wouldn't. And they're probably low income, so it makes it difficult to be able to get the other requisite paperwork. Think of the elderly person who doesn't drive anymore. So, again, why would you have a license if you can't drive? And some of these elderly people don't even have a Social Security card. And so, again, they're also very likely to be lower income, meaning that it is more difficult to get that paperwork. Do you see what's happening? And look, a lot of the people might also not even have a bank account. So, you need a bank account in order to order this stuff online without having to go actually physically into a location to get this paperwork. And so there's that. Hell, a lot of them might not even have a computer. There are a lot of different reasons why people might not have that information to provide. And yet these same people have been voting for years, sometimes decades. And so, yeah, that's voter suppression. And that, again, that's the point. Now, I believe that voter registration should be automatic for all citizens at birth. You're born here, you're born on a US base or something, then guess what? You should automatically get entered into a database registering you to be able to vote. That's it. And then when you're old enough, your name gets put into the system as being eligible to vote. I mean, that would make more sense than what we're doing now. So why don't we do it? Well, the reason is pretty simple. Republicans don't want everyone to vote. They never have. They never have. I mean, look, their leverage in the elections goes down as the voting populace goes up. And they admitted this, okay? The godfather of the modern conservative movement, Paul Weyrich, openly admitted, we don't want more people voting. We want less people voting because if less people vote, we win. That's it. That's the reality, okay? And so, yes, they want to make it more difficult for people to vote, but only certain people. Democrats. It is your classic voter suppression tool, okay? And so, look, it's actually really good to see the DNC getting up off their asses and not asking for money every 5 minutes, because I get sick of those emails and texts, right? And to actually see them doing something good to try to stop what is very obvious and blatant voter suppression. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.